Hi friends, this is Devansh Lakhani from Lakhani Financial Services. This video is for every startup founder who is looking to raise or who will likely raise funds in the near future for his or her startup. So let's say you've been working on a product and a business since a very long time, and now you've got some very good amount of revenues on board and some good number of customers also on board. And now you would probably, to expand and to grow and take it to the next level, you would require funds from outside investors, most likely angel investors in the first round. But as a first time fundraising entrepreneur, there ought to be few mistakes that you might commit and which is most likely to happen. However, I'm going to list down 7 common mistakes that you must avoid as a first time fundraising entrepreneur, so that it becomes much better for you when you're pitching to an investor. But before I do that, I would request every one of you who is watching this video to please subscribe to my channel below and click the subscription button and the notification ring also, so that you all can get regular updates on startup and on funding. The first common mistake which every first time fundraising entrepreneur must avoid is obsessing too much over percentages. I generally find that first time entrepreneurs obsess overly about getting the maximum percentage in their company. I understand why, of course, it's their baby and they have burned sleepless nights to actually get the company afloat and company ongoing. But focusing just on the getting maximum percentage in your company is a very, very big mistake that you must avoid. It's far better to actually get a slightly lesser percentage in your company in exchange for better terms and better partners. The bottom line and the truth is that yes, the percentage of ownership in a company does matter, but it matters much less than what most entrepreneurs think. The second common mistake which every first time fundraising entrepreneur must avoid is not giving enough attention to valuation. So when you are raising funds for the first time, when you're kickstarting your business, is generally from your friends and family, which is absolutely perfect. But what becomes a problem is that while raising funds from friends and family, due to relationships with them, you will have to tend to give up a higher equity and at a lower valuation than what you generally deserve. So when angel investors would likely invest in your company probably 8-9 months, 10 months down the line after the first round of funding from friends and family, that time they would not get an appropriate valuation or a reasonable valuation to invest, and that's when the problem arises. So it is always very fruitful for the first time fundraising entrepreneur to have raised funds from their friends and family at a very reasonable valuation and giving less of the equity to them, and raising funds at a very reasonable valuation, which gives the angel investors room to actually come in and invest in your company. It's always advisable while you are raising funds to actually get it checked from a proper advisor and get it valued, get a proper valuation, and not give away too much of equity. Take help of professionals like us. We are always there to help you in determining your valuation, determining how much equity that you should be giving out to your friends and family also. The third common mistake which every first time fundraising entrepreneur must avoid is being overly focused on fundraising. Now, most first time fundraising entrepreneurs place a very high premium on the fundraising aspect, and hence a very less attention is given to the actual business model, to the unit economics, and to the revenue or the cost structure, etc., etc. Yes, of course, there are some companies like Tesla which require huge upfront investment, but there are many companies which have actually grown and become highly successful even without taking any investment from outside investors. Too many entrepreneurs think that it becomes impossible for them to have any business if outside capital is not raked in by them, which is absolutely not true and which does not make any sense at all. So my suggestion, and from my personal experience, what I have seen, what I believe in is that once you have a solid business model, once that business is scalable, once it is a problem solver, you've got an excellent team, trust me guys, the funds will follow. You will not have to focus highly on fundraising, but the funds will automatically follow that business. Guys, if you're still not subscribed to my channel, I would request you to again click the subscribe button and click the notification button and do subscribe to our channel for very good information and content on startup, on business, on fundraising and on angel investments. So the fourth common mistake which every first time fundraising entrepreneur must avoid is pitching to the wrong investor. Guys, this is very basic, and yet most of the fundraising entrepreneurs are out to make this mistake. They pitch to the investor where an angel investor or a VC fund manager is written on their LinkedIn profile. Guys, this is most likely not going to work in your favor just by sending your deck or by sending a message to everyone with an angel investor or a VC tag on their LinkedIn profile. This will not yield the best benefits for you. Say for example, if you are a meat seller, you cannot be selling to an vegetarian, because that would actually be a waste of time for you and a waste of time for them also. In the same manner, if you are an early stage startup, you need to understand what kind of investors will be interested in your startup. You cannot be pitching to a VC who actually does not have a mandate to invest in early stage startups. So the fifth common mistake which every first time fundraising entrepreneur must avoid is starting investor outreach while fundraising. So let's take for example, if you are a student and you have to prepare for an exam, you will actually, if you start preparing for an exam just one day before your exam, then it will be very difficult for you to actually clear that paper. In the same manner, a startup founder needs to start reaching out and talking to people and investors way before they actually plan to fundraise. Remember that these investors are just human beings like you and me, and they would like to invest in people they like and they believe in. The idea is to let them know your vision. The idea is to let them give their inputs on how they can actually grow your vision. Let them see you grow over a period of time and let them be a part of your journey. So when you will actually go to them for fundraising, there is a very high chance that you will actually raise funds from that particular investor or investors whom you've kept in touch with from the beginning. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel till now and you've enjoyed the video, you really like the content, I request you to please click on the subscribe button below and the notification bell, and we'll make sure we provide you with the best content on startups and on fundraising and angel investments. The sixth common mistake which every first time fundraising entrepreneur must avoid is letting investors drag you. Guys, I've first hand noticed this, that few investors are very good at giving false hopes to startup founders that they are interested when they're really not interested in investing in that particular startup. Do not let these investors waste your time. I repeat, do not let them waste your precious time when you're building a business. If an investor is highly interested in investing in your startup, he is going to move very quick and he is ready to write a check once all the formalities are completed. It's very important for the founder or his advisor to politely ask that investor that, hey, it would be great that if you would let us know and give us an in principle approval whether you will be investing in our startup and up to what amount. I hope that you would give us this reply by the following Tuesday. Hope that timeline is okay with you. That's about it. If he is willing to do this particular small thing, if he says a yes or a no, I think then it's the end of a topic and you don't want to keep chasing that investor. The seventh and the most common mistake which every fundraising entrepreneur must avoid is not investing in your network. To be honest, guys, this is a most important trick which most of the founders miss it. Most of the times, founders are so busy preparing their product or investing their time and efforts in building the technology or the R&D that they actually do not remove time in networking. Networking need not be only done with your same industry people or only with investors because you want to raise funds in the future, but it can be actually done with people from various fields and from anyone and everyone. Just for example, I myself had, when I started LFS 2.5 years back, I had joined the world's largest networking and the business referral forum that is there in the world, that is called BNI. And trust me guys, I have today actually developed a very strong base of my network, and in the process and in that journey have created some very good colleagues and friends also. I strongly suggest every founder not only obviously to focus on the product and the business is very important, but to invest a certain amount of time and efforts in developing very good networks and strong long lasting relationships, which would actually help you in the long run, and trust me, this would actually be very fruitful for you. So guys, thank you for watching this whole video, and if you already subscribed, I would like to thank you for that also. And if you haven't subscribed, I would request you to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification below so that you always get a notification when we upload a video, and we would make sure we would actually come out with the best possible content on startups, on business, on fundraising and on angel investments. Thanks a lot guys.